Hi, it's John again. I thought I'd give you a quick overview shot of the tank. It's all plumbed in now, and I think I've got the couple of minor leaks sorted out. Obviously it's a sump system, which means that the water is pumped up from the sump to the top, overflows back down to the sump. That's pretty standard stuff. But this one uses the BeanAnimal drain system, which is silent and safe. So I just thought I'd show you that now it's all working. So what we got is the Vectra L1 in there, ready to go. It will divert some of its flow down to the refugium. Some will eventually come out the manifolds to feed reactors, but the majority will go straight up and into the tank there. We've got a combed weir at this end, and in the overflow box we've got 3 pipes. This is the main drain pipe, which will run at full siphon, and once it's at full siphon it is silent. This one takes a little bit of water. Basically that, let's say, takes 95% of the water with no air coming down. This will take the other 5, and air is allowed to come in through this pipe. I've still got to finish off this pipe. It will curve down to a set level, and if the water ever does reach that level, it will close off the air, and then this secondary pipe will go full siphon as well, and full siphon takes a lot more water. And finally we've got the emergency dry. Doesn't have water going down it, so it will never get clogged, but in the event of an emergency it will run at full siphon, or can run at full siphon if necessary, so you don't get an overflow. So probably best to show you working. So I'll switch him on. The first thing you'll see is the refugium feed starting to clear. Give it a second. The L1 pump starts off slowly. There we go. So that's purging the air from the feed to the refugium. And now the feed to the tank is starting to purge, and obviously the level in the tank will be starting to raise. Then back over to the overflow box. We're starting to get a trickle of water, and the level will come up and up above the level of the main drain pipe, because it's got lots of air in it, and until it's purged it won't take much water. Just let that raise. So now it's at a level it will be taking some water, and we should be able to see down here in the sump in a second. There we go. It's starting to purge the air from it. We'll go back up and see what we got up here. Just fill it very quickly. And the first one's starting to go towards full siphon as the air's purging, and the level will drop until you reach stability, when, as I said, say 95% of the water's going down the main drain and the other 5% down the secondary drain. I'm running this overflow box at a high level so that the trickling noise over the weir is kept to a minimum. You can still hear air coming out the pipe, but that will all be purged soon. Let's have a look, see how we're doing. There's finer bubbles coming out, and we'll get a couple of big burps, and the rest of the air will flush out shortly. I'll leave that a second. This level is still slowly dropping. Starting to go quiet. There's less and less air coming out now. Now the main drain's just the main drain is the one to the left, and that's just spitting out the odd bubble now. The secondary is the one in the middle with a few more bubbles. But as the level drops and less water comes down, it won't flush air out. It doesn't need to. It will just trickle around the outside of the pipe, which should be pretty quiet. That's very nearly there. And back up again. You see the levels drop quite a bit more. We got a nice gentle trickle over the weir, and it's a lot quieter. We'll give it a few seconds, and the pipework should have flushed all the air out. And of course, what we got is the feed across through to the reactor section, through a set of under baffles, through two 50mm connecting pipes which connect to the other side of the sump, and back to the Vectrail 1 to pump it up, and it all goes round and round and round. Hope you've enjoyed this. I mean, the BeanAnimal overflow is an absolutely brilliant thing, because you end up with a quiet overflow that's as safe as one possibly could be. It just requires a little bit of thought and planning. Thanks a lot.